This is how it is. So beautiful. Tell me if you don't like this. Hello friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Anikera. I hope you are all doing so good. In our previous video we had a tour of our small kitchen garden, but there are some gardens which I didn't show you because I wanted them to have their own video, and these gardens are none other than our vertical gardens. You can as well call them cone gardens. So in this video I'm going to show you the materials which are used in the making a cone garden, in case you are interested in having one. Yes, by the way, if you have no space, if you have limited space, such gardens are so good for you because you can grow a lot in just a small space. First, here the materials we use in the making of our vertical gardens. We use old water bottles. Any bottle, it can be a soda bottle, and also we use plastic sheets, or you can call them polythene sheets. Yes, but in both cases what we do, we first form a ring. Yes, as you are making one, you form a big ring at the base. Yes, and that ring you fill it with soil, after which you fill it with the compost, and then you continue adding other rings which are smaller than the first one. And by doing so, by the time you get to the top, you have formed what we call a cone. And in those gardens you go ahead and you plant whatever you want to plant. So for us here, the gardens we have around, we have their skuma week, or you can call it collards. We also have their beetroots, and then also we have leek onions. In this video I want to show you how we weed around our vertical gardens. Yes, we are not using a hoe, because if a hoe is big you may not do it well because the space is not that big. We just uproot the weeds, plus using a smaller tool which can help in drawing the soil close to the plant. So as we are digging around, we try to draw soil towards the plant like this. So remember, all the nutrients that are in the soil, so putting the soil towards the plant means you are giving the nutrients to the plant. It has been long without taking good care of these gardens, so we need to do a lot, like I'm going to be sharing with you in my next videos. You see, we need to add more soil. Yes, and friends, like I told you in my previous video, the main challenge we have nowadays is of weeds. Yes, we have a lot of weeds. Hope you saw how the gardens looked at the beginning. So we are doing a lot of weeding nowadays because of the rain. You know, when it is raining, even the weeds do well. So this is the look of it after weeding around. This is how it is. So we are going to take time to add our organic manure. Next time we shall be showing you the manure we put on these plants. So that's how they are. So here we have our leeks. They are leafy onions. Here is our leek onion garden, still a vertical garden, and this we use those bottles like you can see. So you can use these bottles in the making of your vertical garden, but for us we made this cone to come out very well using an old plastic bucket and a pipe, a small plastic pipe at the top. By the way, it is on that, or in that pipe at the top, where we fill in the water which waters the vegetables which are around that bucket. So that's how simple it is. Simple to construct, and you can grow a number of vegetables in this limited space. Check. So even here we are going to weed around and we see how it looks like. But before weeding, let me show you briefly how we do the watering of this garden. So here is our water in our watering can. So we fill the bottle like this, and you will put holes at the bottom of this bottle, and then you just put the bottle here, so the water keeps dripping, and as it drips it waters all these plants which are here. I said today is a day for weeding our raised garden. So even here the little onions I'm going to dig, but I'm going to use this steel. If you have a hoe, you can use a hoe, but I prefer using this. Digging around, you try to draw soil towards the plant. We used here, inside there is soil. So one thing you have to make sure that these bottles have their tops on. Remember there is soil. So if you do not put the covers on, the weeds are going to grow and are going to disturb you. So this one we had left it open for some time. That's why you are seeing the weeds are here. But I'm going to close. These weeds are going to suffocate from inside there and they will die. So you see these ones which have been having the covers, they do not have the weeds inside there. So if you are to use these bottles, make sure that you have the lids on to avoid the weeds. Soil inside here is to make these bottles firm into the ground. Yeah, that's why we put the soil inside the bottles. So here is the look of our bed, our raised bed with the bottles, with our leek onions. After weeding, this is how it is. So beautiful. Tell me if you don't like this. This is how we recycle these plastic bottles here, and we have something as beautiful as this. How interesting is that? How interesting is that? So I'm going to go ahead and water them. Here we have beetroots. Check how we planted them. This is how we used a polythene sheet. Here are the sheets. We first started with a big one. Started with a big plastic sheet covering this whole space, and then we filled with the soil. After that, we put a next one like this one. Still, we added the soil. After that, that's how we did up to when we got to this point, having our vertical garden looking like this. Like I said, today is a day for weeding my raised beds. So even here I'm going to weed the beetroots. Let us see how we do it. So the good thing, we are in the rainy season. The watering is not that serious. We are not watering so much because of the rain. So that's when farming becomes good, when you have the rain and you do not have to water. So this is the look of our beetroot raised garden. This is how it is, looking so beautiful. What we are waiting for is to harvest. It feels so good to harvest food from your farm. The food you have grown yourself, nothing beats that. So if you are there and you are planning to do backyard farming, don't fear to start. Do it. It is so easy, interesting. It is fun. You'll enjoy doing it. So here is the beetroot garden, waiting to eat our organically grown vegetables.